Richard Skinner from Local12.com is here once again. So is Dave Collin, the former Reds player and coach. Guys, poll question. Rich, I'll start with you.
Yep.
Regarding the All-Star game and the fan balloting. Leave it as is. Leave the fan component, the element, but just not have it mean as much as it relates to the starting lineups, or blow it up altogether? What do you think?
I think you blow it up altogether only because I like the fan element. I like answer number two. I think that's a good answer, to leave some fan component. Problem is, you ask them to vote 35 times, and online today, to vote 35 times does not take very long. So you are inviting people to stuff the ballot box for no good reason. I do like the fact that fans are involved. It's a fan. I mean, this is a fans game.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is. But you have to have some way, somehow, to not allow 8 guys. I mean, Infante is not going to be the second baseman for the Kansas City Royals probably by the trade deadline. They want someone better. If they want someone better, he can't be an all-star starter.
What do you think, Dave?
I think the fan element has got to play into it. I mean, it's the fans' game. It's all about the fans. But I also think there should be some merit to having the right guys out on the field that deserve to be there, because you only have so many opportunities as a player to get to the All-Star game. And I like to see the players that deserve to be there be there.
Let me pose it to you this way, as a former player. If you were having an all-star caliber season and you were right on the cusp of being a starter, would you want the fans voting you in, or would you want that National League skipper voting you in?
I'd want the National League skipper. I mean,
Right.
they see the game every single night from a great perspective, and I think that they would get it right, and I think that they should have the final say.
That's the way to go.
Well,
Yeah.
it is, and the other part to this is, again, I like the fan element. Let's count it 25%, count it 20%, whatever the
and
percentage
isn't that what they do
is.
with the NFL Pro Bowl now?
Yeah. I mean, count it some level of percentage.
Right.
Don't take them completely out of the mix. But if they count 25%, then okay, you have maybe maybe you do 3 finalists, and out of the 3 finalists, then the National League manager says, all right, I got 3 finalists. Player A's got no chance. Player B is pretty good. Player C is even better. Let's go with Player C. That's fine. They've at least established some baseline there, but the way it is now, I can't see that.
All right, so they lose at Detroit last Monday night, 6-0, and come home. They win a game in Detroit, and then have a 3-1 homestand with a rainout in between. Not a bad homestand. Played well. I mean, the Marlins aren't going to be confused with a World Series champ anytime soon. I mean, so where is this team right now? Because it seems as if they do just enough to make you think, well, maybe, but then they lose 2 badly, and you think, blow it up. So where are they?
Well,
somewhere in between, probably.
I still think they're in the blow it up stage, not the nuclear option. We talked about that last week. Not where it's everyone that has to go. I think the point is, you have to establish the fact that it is the Marlins. It was the Phillies. Now, the Tigers are a different animal, but still, it doesn't mean you can't win an occasional series against a good club like that. But can you sustain it? Can you have success? They have not, Mike. I mean, all you have to do is look at above 500 teams, below 500 teams. It's not good for them above 500 teams. They're not talented enough to sustain that. And with all these young kids that have come along, with Suarez and all the pitchers, it's time to we've got to move forward, and you're not moving forward by keeping status quo. You're just not.
You know, and maybe not so coincidentally, they started playing better baseball, or at least they seem to be more into things when these young guys started coming up. Dave, I was joking with Michael Lorenzen about this. The Reds clubhouse right now looks as if the Louisville Bats clubhouse has been shipped north. But you know what? Sometimes that infusion of youth, Todd Frazier alluded to it, they have new handshakes now and everything he's got to get used to. Sometimes that helps.
No question about it. I mean, you've got a lot of young enthusiasm and a lot of hunger on that ball club, and sometimes that pushes veteran players as well, and you can get the right mix to come out of it. What I like about their club right now is they're a much better offensive club than they've been in the last couple of years, and that's with Mesoraco and Cozart out of the lineup.
Yeah.
They've got a good offensive ball club. They're capable of scoring a lot of runs. When I saw them play the last couple of nights, and they were playing harder than I've ever seen them play in the last couple of years. And I think they should tweak it. I think they've got the possibility of having a really good ball club. They got to get their bullpen right. They're not going to win with the young starters, but they've got the potential to put it together and get it right.
I like that Marlon Byrd came back from injury and just picked up right where he left off. He had that great May, the injury, and he's been 3 for 4 today. He's been great.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pro. I mean, he's a veteran. And obviously he's trying to make sure he's staying in the lineup because he's got a chance to get that $8 million option picked up for next year. So it's
needs a lot of at-bats.
He needs a ton of at-bats. It's not really at-bats, it's plate appearances, but you're right. I mean, he needs a ton of those still. Yeah. But to his credit, I mean, he could have looked and gone, I'm 37 years old. I'm going to make $8 million this year. It doesn't matter when I come back. This team is going nowhere. I'll cash it in and come back when I feel like it. No, he worked hard to get back quickly, and that's a nice sign.
All right, Dave, let me ask you about something that happened yesterday in Major League Baseball because it set the Twitterverse on fire. In fact, I think the people out in Twitterverse were more upset about it than Max Scherzer himself. Jose Tabata, kind of, I don't know if he leans in or leans down to catch one on his elbow.
I do know, it looked like the elbow was in the strike zone. I will say that.
Okay, yeah, that's fair, but he did kind of dip down. Anyway, your impressions of that, did he try intentionally to get himself hit, lean into one, break up that perfect game with 2 outs in the 9th?
When Drysdale had that consecutive streak going back many years ago, 50-some innings, they had a situation where the same thing happened, and they had.
I think Dick Dietz got hit.
I think you're right, Skin, and they did not let him take the base, and he ended up making it out and kept the streak going. In that situation there, I'm going to make him get out of the way. I mean, if there's any question about it, I'm not letting him go to first base. I'm going to make him earn it right
there. That said, Cowley's probably bunted to break up a no-hitter, right? If you bunted to break up a no-hitter?
I have done that.
Have you done that?
Yes, I have.
You laid down and broke one up?
Yes, I have.
Whose no-hitter was it?
I'm trying to think of who it was. I think it was a guy from Kansas City. It was a right-hand pitcher when I was playing in 1976 when I was with the Angels. And I can't think of who it was.
Dennis Leonard?
It was Dennis Leonard. He had a no-hitter going in the 7th inning, and I bunted, and
speed kills.
And we ended up. It was a one-hitter that night.
Did you get buzzed? Did you get buzzed the next time?
Next night I got buzzed.
Yeah,
Did you end up winning the game?
No, they won the game.
What was the score?
I believe it was 2-1.
Okay, so it wasn't 6-0.
No, it wasn't.
So the bunt is strategy. It's not just being,
Yeah, and I mean, my part of the game is speed. I mean, I'm doing what I normally do. I mean, I'm using my speed part of the game. I was leading off the inning. They were playing me in, and I fortunately just happened to make a good bunt and got a base hit out of it.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday Scherzer's leading 6-0, but that's a whole different debate. Guys, thanks so much, and hey, happy Father's Day. Thanks.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Thanks.